Do you have a burden or an idea to start a podcast, but haven't quite gotten to where you could launch your show yet? If so, this episode is for you. Today, I want to talk to you about things and strategies you could do leading up to the time you publish your show. These strategies and tips will help to rewire your brain to think like a podcaster. They will also help you create an on-ramp to the time up to the time that you're ready to create and publish and launch your show. So here goes. The first thing I recommend that you do is to start to post about your topic on social media. If you don't already have a social media account or it's about something totally different, I would recommend starting a new account just for that topic or a new page on if you're on Facebook. But the key to doing that is to finding out where your audience is hanging out. And one of the best ways to do that is to create a podcast mission statement. I have a link below on how to create one. Because in your podcast mission statement, you will incorporate who your ideal podcast avatar is. Who is it you will be speaking to on your show? The link for that is below as well. So once you figure out where your listeners will be hanging out, go to that platform, create an account if you don't already have one, and start to post about your topic. Post tips, post strategies, give pointers, provide quotes, provide references, anything that relates to your topic. Talk about it. And I would do that every single day. Just one post, just a small thing, small snippet, small clip about the topic of your show. And that way you will begin to rewire your brain and to start thinking about that podcast and how you will become a podcaster. The second strategy I recommend, if you are at this point not quite ready to hit publish, is to start a blog. Start to write about your topic. If you're not a writer or you tell yourself you're not a writer, I would use ChatGTP to flesh out ideas, right? You have a topic, you put in your keywords, and it will give you ideas on what to write about. And they don't have to be 1,000 words. They could be 300 words on that topic, right? So let's say you are going to talk about fishing. You could start to break down all the keywords in fishing and write about each keyword. Do a Google Trend search. And this is getting into more details than I want to do, but I recommend that you start to write a blog. Now, the two platforms I recommend for if you're new to blogging or writing online is Medium or Substack. With Medium, it's simple. You get an account, you start to write. It's free to start. And when you put your tags in, so the tags are the topics that you'll be talking about, you're allowed to put them in. And people are searching for those topics online. They will be able to find what you're writing about and start to follow you. So there's a method to this madness. The same with Substack. You could start an account with Substack and start to write about your topic. Now, Substack offers long-term benefits to a podcaster. I wrote a blog post about that. I put the link in the show notes. But also, it is a way for you to learn how to interact with potential listeners. So that's number 2. Number 3, get on other people's podcasts. Become a guest on other people's podcasts. Now, this may take you some time, especially if you're not familiar with the environment, right? So I suggest creating a podcast one sheet. It's just a sheet that has your photo or maybe your podcast cover art, what your podcast is going to be about. If you have a book, if you've written a book, put a picture of the book on that one sheet. I have I have an example of that below that you could use to start to put yourself out there. And join podcasting groups, follow podcasters who are in your niche, and comment on their posts, add value, and start to present yourself as an expert in your topic area. So you start to build awareness of who you are, and then you could start to reach out to these podcast hosts or groups in Facebook. If you join Facebook, there are a lot of podcast hosts on Facebook or podcast groups asking for guests, right? So that's an easy and quick way to become a guest on somebody's podcast. But if you're not confident, you could start to develop your presence by commenting when they make a post. Comment, offer your solution, your tips, your strategies, and let people get to know you. Let your audience, your potential audience, get to know who you are. Once you start to get on people's podcasts, you can talk about your expertise, your topic, and your podcast. And you bring value to that show and that audience. But you also develop yourself, your credibility, and your authenticity, right? So those are my 3 tips. If you're not quite ready to launch your show, post on social media, give it away for free because they can Google it. But the good thing about you is that you're unique and you have a unique way of presenting what you know. So hope this helps. Follow me for more tips like these. And if you have a question about podcasting or about anything I talk about, leave me a comment below. Ask me anything and I will answer it. Also, you could book a call with me and we could talk about your goals for podcasting. You can also download my free guide, Start Your Podcast Now. And I appreciate you. I love to talk about podcasting. It has grabbed me and have a hold on me that is exciting. So I hope I can help you realize your dream of starting a podcast. Thank you.